Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to Mamaw's Kitchen, where Mamaw's gonna cook our family favorite recipes. This is a recipe request from one of the grandkids. Mamaw, take it away.
All right, chicken gumbo, some of the favorites of everybody. We're going to do this in stages. We've already prepped the onion and celery, so we're going to add a little bit of butter to our cast iron skillet. Y'all know Mama loves cast iron skillets, so we're going to use the cast iron skillet. We're going to add a little bit of butter to it and then saute it off. We have about a half a cup of chopped celery and about a cup of chopped onion. Now, you know, I always cook for the big family, but chicken gumbo, even when nobody else is around, Papa will eat enough for the big family. He just keeps eating it. So we're going to make this up and let him enjoy a big batch. This is one of those recipes that just takes a little bit of time to make. So we're going to magic a video, cut in and out, so y'all can not have to watch a video that takes as long as it does to saute the onions and celery, and then each little step. The roux really takes a long time. So we'll cut in and out and let you see the different stages as we go. That's the beginning of it right there. It's starting to change just a little bit. You can see how the onions are losing that crisp white look. Now they're kind of changing color. Look at it. It's getting a little bit of brown in it from the skillet. And we're headed in the right direction. We're not done. They've got to saute longer, but it's been about 10 minutes to get this far. And so I just wanted you to see how, long it takes to just be patient with it and let it do its thing. All right, we are getting really close now. See all the color coming into it? Now, I haven't stirred it the whole time. I let it sit and get dark, and we're getting nice and clear with our onion. Our celery's getting nice and soft, so we're in the right direction, y'all. Very, very close to being done with this portion of it. It's probably been about 15 minutes now. Now, that was a half a cup of celery, a cup of onion, and about 2 tablespoons of butter. I added a little bit more butter than that first little video clip showed. So, and then we're just going to saute it. We don't want a ton of butter in it. We're going to have butter in the roux, and we just want enough butter in this to cover everything and let it go ahead and cook and get nice and soft, but not have like that slick, too much butter feeling to our mouth. So there we go. Look at that. Now, I like that color, but I'll cook it just a little bit longer. All right, can you see the color? Everything's got a nice little bit of brown. The onions are getting nice and translucent. Now, as we cook this, y'all, in the chicken broth later, you're not even going to see the celery and the onions in the finished product. Most of my grandkids probably didn't realize that there was that much onion and celery even in this recipe. They all love it, and may not after they know how much is in there, but they all love to eat this one because after it's all done cooking, they can't see the onions and the celery. So this is how I like this one to look. We're going to stop. We're going to switch pots, and I'll show you the rest of the recipe. While this is still hot and simmering, we're going to add the gumbo filet. This is lots and lots of different places, and you can find it. This one came from the spice store here in town. So we're going to add this to it. It's going to be quite a bit, but I'm going to let the butter and the heat from the onion and celery just kind of bloom the flavor of this. So we're going to stir it in. It's going to make it get really thick because it's a powder and it's going to get really thick and pasty, but It's gonna, oh, I wish you could smell that. It smells so good once it gets started. There you go. We're gonna wait just a little bit. We'll start on that other pot. All right, roux. We're going to do equal parts butter and flour, and we're gonna saute it. It is, I'm gonna take it to 350. It's another one of those very time consuming, oh my goodness, but it's worth every bit of effort that you do. So I'm gonna melt the butter, gonna do half a cup of flour. Like I said, equal parts. I'm going to do a little extra probably. Then we're going to let this cook. It's going to turn, this is how it starts, separate. As we're cooking it, it is going to go dark chocolate color before I add the chicken broth to it. So it takes a lot of time, kids. And this one, once it gets started, I will stir it the whole time. So if I don't, then it doesn't brown evenly. And that brown butter and flour really makes a difference in the flavor and the color of the broth that we're going to cook in. And so it takes a lot of time, but it's worth it. So Uncle Clinton will keep coming in, and he will show you as the color begins to change what it looks like. Probably won't tell you too much in between. We'll just show you the different shots of it just changing colors. All right, you're starting to see the color change just a little bit. It's kind of getting a few little orange flecks in it. That's just, it's starting to toast that flour, and I just have to keep stirring it really the whole time. See it in there? So that's the beginning of it. It's not the end. Keep watching. Look at that pretty color. It's starting. So I don't know if you can see it like I can. I think you'll be able to, but this is starting to really change the thickness of it. You know, when we first started, it kind of was a little bit gummy, and now look how runny it is. I have not changed the portions at all. This is just the way that it changes as you cook it. So it's starting to get a little bit darker, kind of that caramely color. We're still going. The darker color is starting as we keep stirring here. This is one of those things where you stir and you stir and you stir and you're like, it's never going to happen, and then all of a sudden it happens and it's so quick that you almost don't catch it. So see the dark color starting right there in that center? All right, we're headed in the right way. Still stirring. Look how pretty it is now. I love this color. Still headed towards that dark chocolate. This is still caramely, but you can really see the difference in the color. Be patient with this, babies, because it does take some time. We're getting close. It's gonna, when it does change, it's gonna be, wow, it did it really fast. So when I get it to the point that it's the color that I want, I'm going to pour chicken broth into it. So It stops it from getting too much of a burnt flavor, because we don't want it to taste burnt, but we do want that nice toasted um, flour in there to give it that real depth of flavor. I know you've noticed I'm going all the way around the edges, and then I'm trying to do the center also. Really don't want anything to sit too long on this pan. All right, now it's getting a little bit of that almost too dark smell to it. Don't worry if you start smelling that, you're really not burning it. It may look that way and feel that way, but in this sense, it's just got to get that really dark color, so don't get too impatient. I think you can start to see it now. We're headed to milk chocolate color here, but not quite the dark chocolate, which is really what we're after. The steam is working against us here just a little bit, I think. All right, it's getting pretty. All right, see some of that color starting to really go now? That's what we're after. And I won't take it all to the really dark. I just want it to start. So can you see it happening? All right, this is where I'm the most comfortable with it. So I'm going to take this off and add that chicken broth. Now we can do water instead of chicken broth, but I really like to get here. Look in here so you can see the color now. See this? That's why I stopped where I did. You can see how dark it is. Let's see if I can pull some of that up. See that color? All right. All right. I'll add more in just a little bit, but I just wanted you to be able to see what the color does. You can see those darker flecks in there. This is what we're after. Looks so pretty. All right. We are going to add now all that celery and onion and butter and then the gumbo filet. Get it all down in here. Alright, now a little trick. We're going to add just a little bit. This pan is still nice and warm. We're going to add just a little bit of chicken broth to it. I'm going to scrape the bottom of it and get a little bit of that dark color out of this one too. We've got so much dark color, I don't really need it, but I hate to leave it behind too much. Okay. Now, here's where there's decision time for you. I like to do a whole chicken because I like dark meat. But we had chicken breast on hand right now, so I'm going to do chicken breast. Now another option that you can do, and still one of my favorites, is to go to Sam's Club and get the rotisserie chicken and pull all that meat off the bone and put it in. Now that's a fast way to do it. You don't have to wait for the breast to cook or the whole chicken to cook. The chicken's already cooked. You're just really trying to meld those flavors. So if I had a rotisserie chicken and put it in right now and then let it simmer for about an hour, it would be ready to go. We're going to do the chicken breast instead of the whole chicken. Papa likes white meat, so that's what we're making. We're making this for him this time. So we're going to have the white meat chicken. We're going to put it in here, cover it, and then we're just going to let it cook about 4 hours. We're going to just let this do its thing and get that meat nice and tender, and then we'll come back. I'm going to put the rest of the box of this broth in, and that will just let all those flavors cook into that chicken, and we will simmer it away. There we go. And I think we're ready to take the chicken out. Gonna shred it. Get the color of that, isn't it pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, we're going to shred this. It's just so tender it just crumbles apart, which is exactly what we want it to do. This has a lot of meat in it. We do the chicken, and then we also do smoked sausage. And you can pick the smoked sausage that you enjoy the most. Typically, we do andouille sausage from Aldi, but we also have used kielbasa, brats, anything that is just a smoked sausage that just adds that little bit more flavor in the meat and in the gumbo is what we have enjoyed. So whatever you want to do. Now we use the air fryer. Papa used to do everything in the barbecue grill and cook it a little bit more, but I found that it's really easy to do the air fryer and get the smoked meat browned off really nicely. So earlier I did that. Look how nice and brown that is. And so that's a whole package, and so we're gonna just stick it in here too. Now I'm not gonna dump it because there's a lot of grease in here from the air fryer. You know, it separates the grease, so we're just gonna get this meat in here, and we're gonna leave the grease in the bottom. So we've got chicken and sausage and all of our onions and celery, gumbo filet. Now, the one thing that I didn't do, because I used chicken broth, I didn't salt it. And so I'm going to need to see how much salt we need to put in. Remember that your Zatarain's has salt in it also. Wow, that's good. I don't think I want to add any more salt. This has salt in it and the spices, and I think that's going to be enough. And I leave this so that you can sprinkle it on the top of your rice and your gumbo so that you can add your own amount. Everybody likes a little bit different heat and salt, and so I'll let you do that on the end. But one last step for the gumbo itself, and Uncle Clinton, if you'll show them, this is really runny. There's your broth, and we want it to be thicker than that. I like mine kind of the thickness of a gravy, so we're gonna add some cornstarch to water, cold water and cornstarch, and then you can just mix it together and then pour it in there, and it's gonna thicken that right up. So we don't want any lumps in it at all. All right. Move this out of the way. All right, lumps are out. I'm gonna pour this in and stir as we go. We'll let that come to a boil, and it's just gonna thicken right up. All right, there you go. See how thick it is? And that's, for me, that's just perfect. So now we're gonna add a little bit of rice to our bowl. Rice. Then we're gonna do the gumbo and the broth. All right, a little bit of Zatarain's on top. This gets used a lot around here. All right, that's it. Enjoy.